All right, Mr. Mogen, let's get going, buddy. Turn around right here. And let's sit. That's a good boy. Very good. There you go. All right, so day one with Mogen. Like I told you this morning when you dropped him off, we are primarily working on the SitStay and the heel today, but we're also already starting to mix in the place command. Thus far, we've already been out for about a 1.5 mile walk with my two dogs, Bonnie and Cassius. He's already met them, gotten along well. Good boy. So far, he's a quick learner. He's picking up fast, he's doing a great job. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through the commands that we're working on, but before that, a couple of little concepts I want you to kind of bear in mind, both as Mogen is here working with me, and after he comes home with you. These are going to be kind of primary things you want to bear in mind when you're working with him, because of course training continues after he comes home. In fact, one big rule of thumb that you want to bear in mind is that every second that you spend with your dog, you are training them, whether you intend to or not. They look to us for guidance, they look to us for, pretty much all their resources. Oh, that's very good. So, every second that we spend together, we are training, all right? So, aside from that, the other big concept that I want you to bear in mind is every behavior they offers us is either yes or no, all right? It's either yes, meaning something that we want to reinforce and keep, or no, meaning something that we want to correct and get rid of. All right, so the yes would be holding the stay. All right, so I asked him to sit a few minutes ago. He stayed there. Now he is laying down from the sit. I don't care about that. That does not bother me at all. When I give a dog a sit and it means stay, then I start talking for a few minutes. If he decides to lay down and make himself more comfortable, as far as I'm concerned, he is just honoring the stay, right? He knows he's supposed to stay put, so he's going to make himself a little bit more comfortable doing so. I'm not going to begrudge that at all, all right? So to that, to the stay, to the sit, to everything, we say yes. And most dogs have 3 universal yeses. There's the verbal, good boy, Mogen, very good. There's touch, good, very good, that's a good sit, buddy, very good. And third, and usually most valuable, is food. Good boy, Mogen, very nice, buddy. It's a good sit, very good, right? On the flip side, when we need to say no, most dogs have some universal no's as well. So one of those I'll employ fairly often, if I'm at a distance from the dog, is some sharp, sudden noise. No, sit, that's better. All right, there's also the verbal no, which any application of no that I apply, I'm going to be pairing those together. I'm going to be calmly saying no if I clap, if I use a spray bottle, and tell him no with that, or most often if I apply leash pressure. So in this, if he were to break the sit right now, I'm going to take the leash straight up right here and just calmly tell him no, then reissue the command, which in that case is sit, and then once he's back in the sit, that's better, all right? Which is essentially what I did when he just stood up from the sit right there, and I just stepped towards him. That was a little bit of spatial pressure, all right? But our primary thing for saying no is going to be the leash and the collar that he's got on. So he's wearing a martingale collar, which is, in effect, a lot like a chain collar, except a little bit softer. It provides him the stimuli that he needs to understand no. And the reason why it works that way is because these kind of collars, chain collars, prong collars, they all mimic the way the dogs say no to one another already, with a little nip to the side of the neck. So we can pair the two of those together. Our verbal no and the physical stimuli. Because dogs are associative learners, they only learn language by the association with the physical action, right? So the way he knows how to sit is that one way or the other, you asked him to sit over and over and over again while saying the word. Now he understands the 2 words together. Mogen? Okay. Very good. All right, so okay right there is going to be our release word. That's how we're going to let him know that he's welcome to come out of his command. And then we can bring him right back over. Okay. Right here. And sit. Yes, very good. Good boy. Good sit. Very good. All right, so the sit is pretty self-explanatory. Like I said, it's a stay command. So If we tell him sit, it means that he needs to stay until we say otherwise. Very good. And to help build that up, what we're going to do, what I'm doing right now, is building duration, distance, and distraction. All right? Duration is just the length of time he's holding the command. The distance is how far away I can go from him while he still holds the command. No, sit. Better. And the distraction is the fact that I'm moving around talking. And we can increase the distractions as we go. So we will start to increase distractions by adding other dogs in, toys, stuff like that. But for right now, today, this is going to be our primary duration, distance, and distraction. All right, now moving on from the sit is the heel, which is walking next to me on a loose leash. Generally speaking, we want his positioning to be his shoulders basically in line with my hips. All right? Now, to help enforce that, one thing is vitally important, and that is how we hold the leash. All right? We need to be able to give him information with the leash. If the leash is loose, then the information that we're giving him is, yes, that's it, good boy, and we need to be saying that to him as well. Good job, good heel. All right? If there's any tension on the leash there, he's feeling no. So we need to tell him no, heel. That's better. All right? And that's if he wants to zoom out forward this way, back behind us, anywhere. We're going to apply pressure to the leash, tell him no, heel, and then once he's back in position, that's better. All right, now to make sure that we can actually give all the information that we need to, there's a good boy, good sit. To make sure that we can actually give all the information with the leash that we need to hold the leash in a particular way. So I'm going to show you right here. We want to take the handle of the leash, place it directly over our left thumb, run our right hand down the leash. So if there's only about a foot or so of leash in between him and us, all right, and that point that we just grabbed right there, we're going to place directly over the handle, which is already over our left thumb, gather it all together, lay it in our palm, and wrap our hands around. All right, now with this grip right here, you can see we have a very short amount of space between us. So as we're walking, if he deviates from the heel position whatsoever, I can, with minimal effort from my left hand, apply pressure, tell him no, heel, and that's better. All right, super simple. So I'm going to kind of show you what that looks like real quick. Now bear in mind, we're working in a very small room because it is completely gross outside. I'll be able to get you some other video as the week goes of how this heel is actually looking out in the world. All right, but for now, Mogen, heel. Good boy. Very good, 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 good. No, heel. There you go. That's better. There we go. Good, 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 good. Very good. Let's go. Oh, good boy. Good heel. No, heel. There we go. Better, 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 better. And sit. Very good. That's it, big guy. Good job. Good heel, good sit. All right, so like I said, we're working in a small room. That's not the, going to give us the best view of what the heel is looking like. But you can see kind of as we're walking by, he wanted to sniff something. And that takes away from his ability to actually focus on walking with us. So when you're out walking in the heel, his entire job is to walk with you at your pace, turning when you turn where you want to go. All right, it's not to sniff on everything that he finds interesting. It's not to lunge towards every dog that he finds interesting. It's to just simply walk with you, which is why it's vitally important to tell him no every time he breaks it, regardless of whether it's a small break or a large break. Mogen, heel. Good, 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 good boy. There we go. Very good. Good job, buddy. Very good. Good boy. Good boy. Good heel. There we go. Good, 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 good. Very good. Keep it back. There we go. And sit. Yes, sir. Very good. Good boy, Mogen. Good heel. Good sit. Very, very good. So when you take him out to a walk, you want to make sure that you've got that grip every single time. And then any little deviation from heeling with you, you have to correct him, apply pressure, tell him no, heel, that's better. And that pressure in the walk can come from a couple of different ways. You can either just be adding static pressure, just like this, just calmly tightening, or you can make it a quick little pop, like you would with the chain collar, all right? Depending on his level of interest. Now the big key there is making sure that you actually apply the correction before he completely blows the sit, all right? So if he runs out to the end of the leash, you're already a little bit lost. Now you can apply a little bit of pressure this way and tell him no, heel. But what you want to do is, before he actually lunges out, and you can see things that are of interest to him out in the world. That's where you want to apply the little pop there. All right? And moving on from there. No, sit. Better. The third command that we are working on today is Mogen. Place. Yes, very good. Good boy, good place. Very good. All right, I know I talked to you about the place command during the eval, but essentially what it is a crate without walls. All right? When in place, his entire job is to just stay here. All right? Now, typically I use these little cots for it. I find them the most useful and versatile objects for a dog to actually practice place on. But technically it can be anything as long as it's differentiated from the rest of the surface. All right? So it can be a pillow, a towel, a blanket, a dog bed. As long as we can point to it and call it place, that's what it is. All right? Now, when he's in place, this right here is the entirety of his job. He just has to stay there. In staying there, he can have a toy, he can have a treat, he can lay down, he can take a nap, he can do whatever. Yes, very good. Good place. So long as he is not being disruptive or destructive or trying to leave the place. If he attempts to break, then we apply one to the nose that I talked about. It's a quick hand clap, spray bottle, or just grabbing the leash, telling him no, and guiding him back on. No place. Better. Right? Same duration, distance, and distraction applies with the place command as with the SitStay, which is we want to be kind of building up his durability in the command by steadily ramping up the level of difficulty. Alright, so right now it's just me walking around in this room. Good boy, good place. Not too distracting, but as I'm walking around being in distraction, he's not breaking the place. I'm walking back and tossing some food his way. Tell him, good job, good place. This is exactly what you should be doing. Good boy. Very good, very good. Good place. All right. One thing that we want to bear in mind with the place commands is that we don't want to add a secondary command on top of it. All right, so we don't want to put him in place and then ask him to sit or lie down or anything like that. Instead, what we want to do is every time we see him go from a less stable to a more stable position, say he's just standing on place and then he decides to sit, we want to come back and reward that every time. All right, so come back with another piece of food. Oh, good job. Good boy. Good place. Very good. If he lies down instead of sitting, same thing. As long as he is making moves to get in place and be more and more relaxed, then he needs to be rewarded for it. All right, some typical uses for the place command are if you've got people coming in and out of the house, you need to be doing something, say, in the kitchen. Generally, anything in which you don't want him to just have free reign, but you also don't want to put him in the crate. Place can be an excellent tool for that. And it's really great to use across a wide variety of those scenarios. They're all incredibly useful. But the real big benefit to place is that it, more than any other command, really forces a dog to develop their impulse control. And impulse control is everything. That's everything that we're working on. That's why we're working on the SitStay and the heel and everything else, is to develop his impulse control, and this is going to help more than anything else does. All right? So we've got our SitStay, our heel, and our place. That's primarily what we're working on today. He is doing an excellent job, and we're going to keep working. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off here. I'll get this sent off to you as soon as it's uploaded.